As cruelty though it may seem, unfortunately there are still people who believe they can discriminate against others without consequences. But the truth is that the world is changing, and those who spread hate end up regretting it. And we are not talking about small actions, but about situations in which prejudice comes to light and the reaction is immediate, and that is exactly what you will see here today. So go ahead and leave your like, click the subscribe button below, and let's go. You are returning from a trip with your family, exhausted, just wanting to get home, when out of nowhere someone starts attacking you with racist insults. That is what happened to Pervez Tawfiq, a famous Indian-American photographer, and his family aboard a United Airlines bus in the United States. Everything began still inside the airplane when a woman approached Tawfiq's 11-year-old son and started asking uncomfortable questions, wanting to know where he was from and if he was Indian. But the situation worsened after everyone disembarked and boarded the bus that takes passengers to the airport terminal. For no reason whatsoever, the woman began shouting at the children, telling them to shut up while they were merely talking and playing among themselves. When Tawfiq asked her not to speak to his children that way, the woman resorted to racist slurs, saying that they were not Americans, calling the family tandoori, a derogatory term, and even stinky.
Record your fucking tandoori ass.
Please do. My tandoori ass, wow.
Yeah, your tandoori sticky ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
She even made obscene gestures, raising both middle fingers at them, and continued saying that they had no respect, no rules for being from India. The most absurd part is that Tawfiq was born in the United States. That is, he is as American as any other citizen. Tawfiq, of course, began recording the situation. The video ended up on social media, and many people came to his defense, including celebrities and influencers from the South Asian community. During the attack, other passengers tried to support the family, and in the end, the United Airlines staff themselves asked the woman to leave the bus, and she was supposedly added to a list banning her from flying with the airline again. After that, she was still seen staring at the family in the baggage claim area, but did not approach again. Despite all the support he received online, Tawfiq said that the hardest part was explaining what happened to his children, especially the older one, who was very shaken. To this day, United Airlines has not contacted the family nor offered any form of support. A detergent commercial in China sparked huge controversy for being considered racist. In the advertisement, a woman is washing clothes when a black man appears with paint stains on his face. She calls the man over, puts a detergent pod in his mouth, and, without warning, pushes him into the washing machine. When the machine finishes washing, the man emerges transformed into a light-skinned Chinese man. The woman then smiles as if that were the ideal result. The video became famous after foreigners living in China started sharing it on social media. That was when the whole world began talking about the issue. Many people were outraged, saying the commercial was clearly racist and absurd. Some people in China, on the other hand, said they saw no problem at all. This generated even more debate about how racism is perceived in different parts of the world. The owner of the company behind the detergent was questioned and said he did not perceive a problem in the advertisement. He only understood that people found it offensive after the case made the news. Despite the repercussion, this is not the first controversial commercial in China. There have already been other advertisements using racial stereotypes, which shows that this kind of problem is not so rare there. Experts explain that since China has few foreigners, contact with black people is very limited, which leads many not to understand the impact of such a message. Furthermore, Asian culture has the racist habit of highly valuing light skin, which exacerbates the situation. Even so, this type of racist advertising has also appeared in other parts of the world, such as Europe and the United States. What shocks most is how the advertisers at the company, faced with this ad proposal, truly thought it would be a good idea to create something so racist to be aired around the world. Family was celebrating Raymond Durazo's wife's birthday in a restaurant in Carmel Valley, California, United States, when they went through an uncomfortable and shocking situation. During the meal, a man began verbally attacking the family with racist insults simply for being Asian Americans. The situation became even more surreal when the family's niece managed to film everything and record the aggression. And to make things worse, the aggressor, named Michael Lofthouse, was the CEO of a technology company. Instead of remaining silent or apologizing, he continued continued with the attacks, making offensive and harmful comments. However, the heroic attitude came from Jenica Cochran, the restaurant's waitress. Upon hearing the insults, Jenica approached without hesitation and told the man to leave the restaurant, calling him a racist and saying that he had no place there.
Do not talk to our guests like that. Get out now. They are valued guests.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Get out.
valued guests.
Yeah, you're a racist.
Jenica's stance was a clear example of courage and empathy. She was immediately applauded for her intervention, and the video went viral, with many people praising her firm position. She became a symbol of how we should react against hateful and discriminatory attitudes. After the incident, Michael Lofthouse tried to apologize, stating that he lost control and that his words were inappropriate, and he even resigned from his position at the company. However, the family did not accept the apology, believing that he was not truly remorseful. This only made clear that his words were not sincere and did no justice to the harm they caused. Jenica, for her part, commented that she hopes this episode serves as a lesson not only about racism, but also about how we should treat those who work in essential services, such as waitstaff, especially during difficult times like the pandemic. This situation reminds us that even in moments of tension, it is possible to make a difference, raise our voice against injustice, and defend those who are being attacked for no reason. Jenica Cochran's attitude was a powerful example for all of us. In 1983, David Bowie had a memorable conversation with Mark Goodman from MTV and took the opportunity to deliver a sharp jab at the channel, which was beginning to dominate the music scene. In the interview, Bowie expressed his surprise and disappointment at the lack of black artists in MTV's programming, a channel that was shaping the music of the era. He questioned why so few black artists were being played on the channel.
I'm just floored by the fact that there's so few black artists featured on it. Why is that? There seem to be a lot of black artists making very good videos that I'm surprised aren't used on MTV.
Bowie, being the icon he was, did not let past the fact that although many black musicians were creating incredible music videos, they were not being shown on the network. To him, it made no sense, and he was not afraid to speak about it openly. What Bowie did was bring visibility to a serious problem: racial discrimination in the media. At the time, the lack of black representation on television was not only a reflection of the music industry, but of a broader culture of exclusion, and he was one of the few willing to criticize MTV straight to its face. His criticism was not in vain. The interview sparked repercussions, and MTV began to heed public complaints. That was when the channel realized it was overlooking a wealth of incredible talent and started including more black artists in its programming. And in the end, Bowie went down in history as a true advocate for equality and inclusion. In an uncomfortable situation at a restaurant, a manager was targeted with hostile comments while speaking Spanish with a co-worker. Two customers, bothered by the language, made offensive remarks, suggesting he go back to his country of origin. The manager, identified as Ricardo Castillo, did not hesitate to defend himself, explaining that he was from Puerto Rico, not Mexico, and that he deserved to be treated with respect, just like any other human being. The conversation intensified, and to everyone's surprise, one customer recorded the moment. Castillo, visibly upset, asked the women to leave the establishment, explaining that their attitude was prejudiced. In response, one of the customers claimed that she was only asking for what was fair. During the confrontation, Castillo affirmed that discrimination had no place in the workplace, emphasizing that everyone should be respected regardless of their origin or language.
People like you, so ignorant and disrespectful. We are ignorant. You're very ignorant and disrespectful. Have a great day and get out of my restaurant.
The recording was soon shared, with many people expressing solidarity with the manager, while others were shocked by the customer's attitude. Castillo, for his part, highlighted that, besides being fluent in English, he had the right to speak Spanish with his employees without being subjected to criticism or hostility. In an interview after the incident, he also mentioned that the women's attitude was a reflection of irrational prejudice, something he never imagined facing in the 21st century. The fast food franchise owner regretted the episode and assured that he would take the necessary measures. He also made a point of stressing that the company values equality and respect, making it clear that discriminatory attitudes are not acceptable in their establishments. A video that recently went viral shows a shocking incident involving an Uber driver in Calgary, Canada. Mandeep Sehgal, the driver, was giving a ride to a passenger when suddenly the passenger began asking questions about his origin and immigration. He explained that he was born in India, but that seemed to irritate the passenger, who started making aggressive and racist comments. The situation became even tenser when the man said in a very aggressive tone that it was the white blood of the land and that he was on his land. Upon hearing this, Mandeep was visibly upset and asked him to get out of the car. In the video, you can see his reaction when, after exchanging insults, he decides to end the ride.
You don't understand that. You are living in Canada right now, are you not?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and where were you born?
I was born in India.
In India, exactly.
Yeah.
I am born and raised in Calgary, Alberta.
This kind of attitude is not isolated, and Mandeep did not remain silent. He went to social media to share what happened, and the video quickly gained traction. Mandeep, who was just doing his job as a driver, showed courage by reacting and not tolerating such behavior. Uber, after seeing the video, investigated the case and took action. The passenger was removed from the platform, making clear the company's stance against discrimination. In addition, the Calgary police are also investigating the situation. The message here is important. Racism in any situation must be fought, and no one should accept such an attitude, whether as a victim or as a witness. At the end of September of 2023 in Boston, a frightening situation happened to Vivian Dang, an Asian American woman who was on a train. She was simply going home when a group of teenagers boarded and began a robbery. They tried to steal a man's sneakers and even assaulted him. The group then pursued Vivian inside the train and, besides the robbery, started mocking Dang upon realizing she was Asian. Vivian, who was trying to ignore the attacks, recorded the scene, where one could hear the teenagers making racist jokes, such as mimicking an Asian accent and making absurd references to Asian food. At one point, they even said they would not let Vivian leave the train, which made her fear for her safety. What saved Vivian was the intervention of other women present. One asked her to sit beside her. Another woman went even further and escorted Vivian to the police after the incident, ensuring that the situation was documented. One of the suspects has already been identified and arrested. Vivian's case, despite being tragic, is a reminder of how unity can make a difference in situations like this. In 2022, a train station in London was the scene of a despicable act involving not only racism but also sexism. It all started when a man who claimed to be a supposed Israeli army soldier got into an argument with a Muslim woman. During the confrontation, he grabbed the woman's hijab, which created tension at the location. While the situation unfolded, another woman present began confronting him and recording the scene, trying to document what was happening. The man, visibly agitated, became irritated by the recording and at one point lunged aggressively at her. It was at that moment that the situation grew even tenser, but fortunately another man appeared to intervene. He approached the aggressor and firmly told him to leave, managing to calm the environment before it escalated into further violence. The woman whose hijab was pulled was visibly shaken by the incident, while the aggressor was arrested by the police on charges of aggravated racial assault. Witnesses to the incident who saw what happened expressed outrage at the man's attitude, which seemed driven by deep religious prejudice. This episode is yet another sad reminder of how discriminatory attitudes still occur in all kinds of environments. The assault on the woman's hijab was not only an act of religious intolerance, but also a reflection of the hardships that many people, especially Muslim women, face daily because of their faith and identity. During a live chat on a stranger chat app, an American streamer had a tense experience when he encountered a couple who began making racist comments. The conversation quickly took an unpleasant turn, and the boyfriend, in a completely foolish act, made a symbolic gesture related to the Second World War German regime, clearly intended to offend. The streamer, shocked by the couple's aggressive and discriminatory behavior, decided not to remain silent. He began responding and confronting their racist comments and intolerant attitude. The situation was about to escalate, but the streamer made a surprising move. He grabbed his YouTube Play button, a symbol of his online popularity, and showed it to the couple, making it clear he was recording the interaction.
Yeah, I'm black, motherfucker. What about it?
Nigger, nigger,
You're
nigger.
whitewashed as fuck.
Word. Word. That's what's up, bro. Nah, that's what's up, bro.
Is this
That's-
nigga from...
Whoa.
The impact was immediate. Realizing they were being recorded by someone with a significant platform, the couple quickly changed their demeanor. The aggression and insults stopped at once, and before the streamer could do anything else, the couple decided to end the chat and leave the platform, probably knowing that evidence of their intolerance was now on record. This incident shows how some people feel free to be cruel and racist when they think they are invisible online. However, the situation also demonstrated that even in cyberspace, a thoughtless prank can ruin your reputation in an instant. The streamer not only responded to the provocation, but also used his influence to end the situation, making it clear that discriminatory behaviors are not tolerable, whether in person or online. The last person you would expect to hear racist insults from is an authority figure, but unfortunately things are not always as they should be. An episode in a New Jersey courtroom showed how even those who should exemplify impartiality can fail gravely. Judge James Convery, who was overseeing a divorce hearing, made a completely inappropriate and racist comment about one party's attorney, Yvette Ramos Alvarez. The situation began with a discussion about the absence of a Social Security earnings statement that should have been provided by Benjamin Taylor, the defendant in the case. When attorney Alvarez explained that she had not received his annual statements, the judge, suspicious of Taylor's explanation, decided to conduct an informal poll of everyone in the room to see if anyone else had received the document. Upon hearing that Alvarez had not received the statement, Convery made a totally out-of-line remark asking when she had become an illegal alien. The comment was not only disrespectful, but also racist, since Alvarez is of Hispanic descent.
You get it? You get it? Everybody gets it. Social Security sends it to your home every year. When did you become an illegal alien?
The attorney, obviously offended, left the room after a moment of embarrassment. The judge tried to apologize, but the gravity of the situation could not be ignored. Alvarez, outraged by the attitude, filed a formal misconduct complaint against the judge. As a result, the case was investigated and Convery received a public reprimand from the Supreme Court of New Jersey. This case and many others far more serious, including unjust convictions of black people for crimes they did not commit over several centuries, show that although we often expect authorities to administer justice impartially, racist and prejudiced attitudes remain a reality in various environments, even in courtrooms. Don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.